Prepare yourselves for a battle of epic proportions between two titans. Feast upon their voices and revel in their words. This is Dueling Ogres.
Hello, Ogres, and welcome to episode 91. Thank you for joining us, as always, on this accredited Friday evening, Earth date September 30th, 2016. I'm your host, Remington Hitchcock, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Brandon Full. Say hello, Brandon.
Hello, from the annals of time and space and history. I come to you.
From the anus of time.
I'm in the computer. I don't think this joke will ever get old. I know I make this joke every time I Skype, but I'm going to keep making it.
Yeah, apparently.
I'm in the computer.
I mean, I guess there's enough time between them that people would have forgotten that you've done that joke, I guess. Listeners
have dropped off. New listeners have come in.
Yeah, so it's all
like a revolving door.
If I haven't heard it, it's new to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Brandon is not actually with me in the room physically, as he usually is. He's with me in spirit and through technology.
Yes. Basically what we've done is we've hooked up this elaborate series of robots. I'm recording onto my cassette player, my Sony, and I am handing that to the first robot.
Right.
And then this robot, it's almost like a, what are those races called where they keep passing the batons?
Oh my God, I don't know.
You can tell what we did in high school.
Yeah.
Like, what are those
Not
races
sport.
where people are running for some reason?
Whatever
that is, we do that.
Yeah, we do that. I think, is it batoning? Is that?
Yeah. We have the robots baton one another for us. And that's where internet comes from.
Yes. See, I was thinking more that, because by the time it gets to me, it's more like a little flying robot that jumps into a larger robot that transforms into a jukebox or a boombox. Not a jukebox, a boombox.
So,
he calls himself Soundwave. I don't know why, though.
So the robot who carries the cassette isn't the one that turns into the boombox? He pilots the robot that turns into the boombox?
No, he is the cassette.
Oh, it's just one robot.
Yeah, you don't even need all those other robots that you set up. When I gave you that cassette, it was actually a robot that can fly.
Oh, yeah. So I've just wasted a lot of money on extraneous robots, I guess.
Yeah, uh-huh.
You know, I was when I was doing my taxes last year, my girlfriend and I were poring over the pages and just scratching our heads, and we were like, where's all of our money leaking to?
Right.
So then I went over to my calculating robot, and I had him try to figure it out.
Yeah.
And while he was doing that, I had my motivation robot motivating him because I really wanted to get to the bottom of this. And then that stressed me out, so I had my rub bot, which is a robot that gives rubs.
Right, yeah. There. You're doing a good job calculating.
You guys are all my friends.
We love you, Brandon. If we were capable of it anyway.
Aw, you guys. You sound just like my mom.
Oh. One of these days your mom's going to listen to the podcast and she's going to be like, man, I knew Brandon was an asshole, but he's really an asshole.
No, because I have a mom distraction robot.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yeah, we're probably fine.
Yeah, it constantly tells her about sales at Kohl's.
See, my mom just doesn't care enough to listen.
Yeah, that's true.
But she
doesn't even try to hide the general disdain she has for you.
Well, no, it's not disdain. She always shares our episodes. I don't know if you've noticed this, but she does. She, every time it pops up on our feed, she reshares it.
So have we been doing this all wrong then? Like, when it comes down to it, your mom is like our rock.
Yeah, she just doesn't listen to us.
Yeah, well, why would she?
Right. She doesn't know what we're saying.
Basically,
she's like, oh, you boys and your nerd shows.
What it boils down to is that, have you ever seen The Ring? The movie The Ring?
I mean, I know the premise.
Where if you watch the movie, you have 7 days.
Yeah.
And the only way to stave off the 7 days is to get somebody else to watch the movie.
Yeah.
That's what our podcast is. Your mom continues to share it, knowing that if she were to listen to it, she would doom herself.
Yeah.
So she shares the episode to doom others to prolong her life.
That sounds about right.
It's like The Ring mixed with Dorian Gray. Only more robots are involved. I just keep going back to these robots.
Yeah. It's like it's your safe zone.
Yeah.
It's like I'm starting to lose the joke. I'm going to go back to robots.
Go to robots. So whenever we do the panel at the Pop Con next week, which is what we're going to be discussing on this episode.
Right.
I plan there's going to be very robot-centric discussions.
Oh, is there?
Yeah, it's my safe space, so yes.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So, what are we going to do at the con, Brandon?
Like, what's our panel going to be about?
Yeah, what are we doing?
I have no idea. Our general idea, we're doing an episode live on stage. So the PopCon is October 8th.
Yes.
From 11 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Right.
We are doing a panel from 6 to 7. So if you're in the area of Parkersburg and want to go to the West Virginia PopCon at West Virginia University of Parkersburg,
right,
we're going to be there doing a panel.
It's a $5 entry fee.
Yes. And then $5 to see us. Like, it doesn't actually charge you there. We're going to actually go up and down the aisles with a hat in our hands.
Right, yeah.
Like ushers.
Yes.
Or, shit, I could just use my usher bot.
Yeah, you see, you can do that.
But yeah, I don't...
That built-in hat that he has is really nice.
Yeah, I spared no expense for that. So are we recording the episode? Do we know yet?
We are recording it, but we are not doing it live out to the world.
Okay, so we're not streaming it, but we're going to record it to put out?
Yes. It'll be episode 92 or 3. I don't know if I don't know if we'll be able to get another one in or not.
I don't imagine so. I mean, it's a week and a day from today.
Yeah, we're running a little behind. So I got a new job.
Mm-hmm.
And I did I talk about it a little bit on the last podcast or not?
You talked about working a bunch of hours, but besides that, no.
Okay. So yeah, I've been busting my hump on that, and it's really taken the wind out of my sails because I've still got the other 2 jobs. I mean, I don't have very many hours there. I asked them to cut me way down, but I'm not one of those. I'm not a person that can pull the trigger lightly on it. Like, I've got to have a backup.
Yeah.
So the idea of, having to pull the trigger on something and make a decision really fast, I always put in a 2 weeks regardless.
That's good practice, though.
Yeah. And on top of that, like, I didn't know if this was going to work out. So, I wanted to be able to be like, okay, that didn't work out. I'm coming back and give me some more hours.
Yeah. I completely just quit my second job.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, my main job at NASA has been ramping the hours closer to full time, closer to 40 hours a week.
Yeah.
So my other job at Big Lots was where I was working. Now that I don't work there anymore, I can say it.
Right.
I was just getting like so few hours there, and I really did love it there. I loved working there. It was simple work. The pay wasn't fantastic, obviously, because you're just working as a cashier and stock guy at Big Lots. But like, it was just calming. My shifts were like 4 or 6 hours of just kind of talking to customers, and that's it. So I really did enjoy it. It's just I couldn't get my 2 jobs to ever really come to an agreement on scheduling me not at the same time.
Right.
So I went with the job at NASA that pays better and has a higher chance of promotion.
Right.
I might get to head rocket ship instructor.
Is that in the works, or is that just, a hope for the future of space travel?
It's a position I completely fabricated. But I'm hoping that if I just continue to drop it in conversation around the space water cooler, they'll start to assume it's a real job and then go looking for somebody to fill the position when they realize that the position's vacant and see me and think, hey, that guy knows a lot about head rocket ship instructor.
Yeah.
So, it's good to dream.
Yeah, I think that's a good plan.
Reach for the stars is Big Lots' motto.
Is it?
Yeah.
Or are you just making that up?
No, I just made that up.
Oh, okay.
See, I was trying to make a joke like that should actually be NASA's motto.
Right.
But it's not. But we're recording way later than what we normally would.
So your jokes are stupider?
Yeah, they're stupider.
Yeah, like that sentence.
Yeah.
I'm pretty tired too, so this is the long and short of it is, ladies and gentlemen who are listening.
Yeah, let's peel back the curtain. Let's undim the lights and open up the curtain and let him see backstage where people are adjusting garters and putting on white face paint.
Right, because we're apparently geishas?
No, it's like a stage show. You put on the white face powder. Like a British gentleman on a stage show.
Okay.
Come on, just keep going.
I mean, my only experience is with being a geisha. You know this.
Yeah, I'm just saying you need to open your worldview. Not everything. You can't boil everything down to the practice of geisha.
I beg to differ.
All right.
So last night...
Don't you flutter your eyes and hide behind a fan at me.
So last night we started the podcast in a sense, in a way. We had the Alumni Relations Specialist from West Virginia University of Parkersburg, who is also the event coordinator for the Parkersburg Pop Con, Peshka Calloway, on last night.
Yeah, she was actually really excited to do it, which was surprising to me. Honestly, it always surprises me when people are actually like, yeah, I'd love to be on your podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's
like maybe it shouldn't, but it does.
I think it's funny because we offer that to some people, and the ones who seem most excited about it are the ones who have never listened to us, I feel like. Yeah.
Something I've noticed whenever we ask people if they want to be on the podcast.
Yeah.
Is there's no in between. There's no like, I fucked up. Hold on, I gotta take this. It's my boss. Okay.
Okay.
One sec. Hello. I know. Have a good night. All right. Sorry about that.
That's cool. I don't remember where we are, so it's up to you.
He keeps that was the district manager. He keeps saying I love you to me as I leave because he said it to me one day early on and I was like, cool, thanks, man. And he was like, you didn't say I love you back. And I was like, yeah, I know. So now he'll try to like slip it in to see if he can just get me to automatically say I love you back because then he feels like he wins. So he keeps trying to catch me with like, all right, man, thanks. Make sure you got that call tomorrow. I love you.
Man, NASA's a weird place to work.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so I remember where I was.
Okay.
There's no middle ground. Whenever we ask people if they want to be on, there's never somebody who says, yeah, that sounds cool. I could make that work. It's either, really? Yeah, I'd love to be on. Or, absolutely not. I don't care at all. No, thank you.
Yeah. It's good to know that I don't know where I was going with that. I'm going to strike that out.
I don't know where I was going with that either.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna say something with it.
Yeah.
This is just the episode. This is like Dueling Ogres After Dark.
It really
this is like our energy's drained. This is us like we've been playing D&D all night, and then we get up and go to school in the morning. And this is us sitting at lunch.
Yeah, but all joking aside, I think this interview with Peshka, I don't want to say never have I, because I'm sure I have at some point, but she is so full of energy and information. We ended up actually, we have the main interview, but then we ended up talking to her for like an hour and a half, 2 hours after.
Yeah. It was, I don't know how much you'll hear of it, because Remington's going to cut it, and we did the interview portion, and then we just started talking. And there's some stuff that we just can't cut out because we were talking about like our friends and naming names and stuff and personal stuff. So obviously you can't put any of that in there.
Yeah, no.
But I know that you'll be able to find some other bits and pieces. You being the master editor that you are.
Oh, you.
I know you'll make it sound good. But if for some reason the interview, I don't know how you'll do it. Like I assume you'll just do the actual interview and cut it and then do us doing our outro, and then maybe put some of the conversation in the outtakes, or how are you going to do that?
Yeah,
because
probably.
it's really good. Like, not the stuff that we talked about with the PopCon. I mean, that's all good and that's all interesting, but just it's been a while since we've had somebody on that we've interviewed that we both like really took to. It was just a really good time.
Yeah, and I think she had fun too. So here is the interview with Peshka Calloway from WVUP. And today we have with us Peshka Calloway from West Virginia University of Parkersburg. Peshka is the
Alumni Relations Specialist at WVU Parkersburg.
It's quite the long title, for sure.
I know. It is.
Do you shorten it? Like, do you make a little anagram out of it? I mean, I don't know if you can.
Arse? I didn't realize until I said it, but yeah.
Yeah, no, that's why I don't do that.
Yeah,
it's
painting a clear picture now.
Makes sense. Brandon, are you red right now?
My face?
Yes.
A little, yeah.
And Peshka is here today to talk about the Parkersburg Pop Con that is coming up October 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's running from 11 a.m., right, to 8 p.m.?
Yep. It's a long day.
Yeah, it will be.
Fun and excitement.
So how are you feeling right now then?
I'm pretty tired. Like, I come in the morning like, yes, got my coffee, ready to plan some stuff for PopCon. And then probably like everyone else, during lunch hour, like, oh, I'm so tired. Time for a nap.
Right.
And then,
so has that pretty much been what you've been doing the last couple of weeks exclusively or close to exclusively, is preparing for this?
Well, some backstory. So like I graduated December 2015 and I got hired on at WVUP June 13th. And pretty much June 14th it was hey, do you want to, help with PopCon? Coordinating everything. I was like, sure. So I've been working on it for like 4 months. And typically people have like a year, 13 months. It's like 4 months. Have fun.
It was very out of the frying pan and into the fire then.
Yeah. Which I love those type of environments.
So they already had plans to do a con when they brought you on?
Yeah, I believe it was like May that the college they're like, hey, let's have a PopCon.
So do you want to explain what the PopCon is exactly? I don't know if we explained that or not.
Oh, so PopCon is because we get a lot of questions of what is a PopCon? What is PopCon? And when we're like, I know some people have used or have said, oh, it's like a Comic-Con. But I don't necessarily I had to do a lot of research. I'm very nerdy, so I had to do a lot of research on PopCons because this is the first one I've ever coordinated. And so looking at it, it was saying that, it's a popular culture convention. I found out that like Appalachian studies is considered popular culture because they incorporate it in, TV shows, comics, women's studies, gender studies, pretty much the whole gambit. African American studies is also considered popular culture. So with PopCons, I think it is very interesting because you can come, if you're coming as a cosplayer, you can come as anything. Or if you have a vendor, you can literally open up to anyone, as long as it's culture related.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's very much the melting pot of cons then.
Oh yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. This will be the first time that we've ever been to a PopCon, I would say. Yes, Brandon?
Yeah, I have never been to a PopCon.
Yeah.
I honestly didn't know they existed until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. Well,
Yes.
it's gonna be an awesome one because we have a lot of vendors. I think we have. Don't quote me on this, but I think we have like 40 vendors.
I know
40
you
plus. Vendors.
right. I know you just recently posted a picture on the Facebook for the Parkersburg Pop Con, the vendors that are going to be there.
Yeah, and they're very diverse. Like that's an example of PopCon. We have comics, illustrators, artists, someone selling jewelry. I think we have 2 bead and jewelry vendors. We have food. We have like little stir's going to be there with cakes and cookies, and it's all going to be PopCon themed.
Right.
Oh, they're doing PopCon themed cookies.
Yeah, they're doing like superhero cookies and cupcakes, and I think they're bringing like cake and cake displays. So it's like full gambit. Like they're bringing everything.
That's awesome.
And then Green Kiwi gonna be there doing frozen yogurt, and pizza, because what's PopCon? Pizza, popular culture. Pizza is definitely part of popular culture. So
I don't know. I mean, Brandon's super stoked about the froyo.
Don't call it froyo.
He loves himself some froyo.
I hate that term, froyo. It's like, is frozen yogurt really that long to say?
It's the longest, bro. That's what happens in California. Everything gets shortened.
Yeah, froyo, tote.
Totes froyo.
Totes froyo. So yeah, that vendor list that we were talking about, it looks like the count on that was 45.
Yeah, and counting, because people are wanting to register like tomorrow. Like tomorrow's the last day.
Uh-huh.
The 30th is the day, and so we have people like, "Can I register?" We've heard this is gonna be awesome. Can we like get in on this? And I'm like, sure.
Well, they all heard about the froyo.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Part of it.
I mean, some of the guests are kind of funny. Like here's one. Jan Dill's attorney at law will be there apparently, which is
awesome.
It's interesting. It's such like
let me some context for people that aren't from this area that are listening. Jan Dill's is, I feel like every city has them. You have your local attorneys, the most well-known of attorneys who have kind of catchy commercials. You can go on YouTube and see commercials for small-town attorneys all throughout the United States and the world. Jan Dill's is this area's local attorney. She's had like the same catchy jingle for as long as I can remember, probably a good 15, 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But
and it's part of our popular culture here.
Yeah.
And it really is, too. I mean, that's a great way to look at it, because it was... I mean, seeing her on there, I was like, wait, what exactly would she have to do with popular culture? But you're right. I mean, just the jingle alone itself is popular culture for this area, at least. It's local culture.
And people sing it all the time. And if you ask someone like, hey, do you know the Jandals, theme song? And they go, no, you look at them with disdain. And you're like,
well, if they tell you no, you don't take that for an answer.
I've been fighting singing it this whole time. I'm not going to lie.
I've been singing it in my head, like I've been humming it, like in my head, like
Don't do it. Don't do it, Peshka. She's legally allowed to sue us if we sing it. That's copyright.
Good luck finding a lawyer, Jan Dills. So what has the prep been for you for this? Because this is basically all fallen on you, right? Like the finding the people, finding the vendors, figuring out the space you're going to use, the food, all of that's been you, right?
Well, when I came on and I was asked to help with this event, there was already a list of vendors.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know if they were contacted. So I just went within 2 or 3 days, went on their websites and messaged them, went on their Facebook pages and, messaged them. There was a phone number listed. I wouldn't call them because I don't like talking on the phone. But I found a way to send them a message and let them know what was going on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, we're doing PopCon. If you'd be interested, let me know. My director, Cinta Gowdy, she's definitely mentored me, and because she's done a lot of event planning. Okay. So she has been like, I come to her with a problem and she's like, okay, let's sit down and discuss it and figure out a way. Think about this. Have you thought about this? And usually as soon as she says, have you thought about this? I'm like, no, but that sounds great. We're doing that. She's like, I'm not done. I'm not done. No, that's great.
That's a great idea. I was just getting ready to tell you why it's a terrible idea. Hold on.
I think that's what makes, I don't know, like me and my work study, we kind of are like extremely gung-ho. So if you give us like an idea or something to do, we'll just go do it. We're out like, and that's what we have been doing for the last, because he started working with me the last 2 months. And so I hired him on, and it's just been go. Like, we've been going out in the community and meeting with vendors face to face if they live locally.
Right.
Dropping off flyers. And you guys didn't get to meet my work study, but he's so fun and funny. Uh-huh. And like we went to the Parkersburg Convention Bureau. You would think you'd be like extremely, extremely professional, where you don't laugh and joke. They're like, hey, this is the situation and we need you to help with this. But we're like giggling and laughing, and people start feeling comfortable with us.
Right.
And they're like, we'll give you the logins and passwords so you can do it yourself. Here's all the stuff. And we're like, what just happened? But we love when people are happy and laughing and joking and having a good time. We don't feel like it should be, strictly about business, you know?
Yeah.
And so, and you don't get a lot done that way, and it's not as fun. Like, I think I'd be exhausted if I was like serious all the time. Yeah. That would exhaust me, being serious all the time.
I'm the same way. I mean, I'd much rather somebody be comfortable talking with me than be in a stuffy meeting, for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's you get more accomplished.
Yeah.
And you have what's that?
People get excited.
Yeah. And you have a more free form flow of ideas as well.
Yeah, yeah. So like we brought in Brooklyn Ewing from Dirt Candy. Mm-hmm. She came over with Jerry, and they wanted to see the theater, and we were going to have a quick, a meeting. And, I thought it was probably going to last like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It lasted like an hour. Yeah. And like, it was a really, really good meeting. Like, we were laughing and joking, and I wasn't completely dressed up, like, heels, blazer, all that fun stuff. So she felt a lot, very relaxed with me, and she's like, oh, this is like an awesome meeting. And I was like, I know, right? This is so fun.
Yeah, we came up and met with you last week? Was it last week?
Everything blurs together.
I know. My week has been busy on a different scale than yours, for sure. I just started a new job, so I've been like, I don't even know what day it is right now.
Yeah.
Tuesday night came along, and I asked Ginger, I was like, wait, what day is this again? Oh, hell, I have to work another 3 days before I get a day off. That's where I was at Tuesday night.
Yeah.
So,
my God. Yeah, I know that. It's been Friday all day for me.
Is Friday or is Thursday your Friday?
I don't know what's going on with my sleep.
I was gonna say, do you get to take the day off tomorrow, or?
No, I work tomorrow. I just thought today was Friday. Like, all day. It felt like, when you're just so exhausted and the week's, coming to a close, with Friday, typical Fridays. You're like, man, totally over this.
I'm done for the week.
I'm done. Yeah, that was me today. But I still got things done.
Yeah.
But I kept like, if you asked anyone that I encountered on campus today, it was me like always going like, because I found out that today was, what is it? National Coffee Day or something.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was like, are you serious? I've been so busy. As soon as I came in through the door, I just started working on PopCon, and it wasn't until 2 p.m. that I got my first cup of coffee.
Oh no!
And the only reason why I got it is I went on my Facebook, like went on the Facebook page to load stuff to the PopCon.
Yeah.
And I saw these, stuff in my, because sometimes I sit at my computer like zoning out, like, okay, what do I have to do next? And Facebook was that, but I saw like National Coffee Day, get your coffee, and people were posting pictures with their coffee. I didn't catch on until like 2 o'clock. That sounds really good right now.
Nice.
So do you have next week, like, are you caught up at this point, or is next week just going even more into overdrive with getting everything finished?
I think next week I won't even know who I am.
Fair enough.
My name will be PopCon. I mean, I will only answer to PopCon. Like, hey, PopCon, yeah. What's up? What's going on? Is it about PopCon? Okay, no. All right.
What would you say has been like the most difficult thing about arranging this? Like, I know from what you've described, it just sounds like it's pretty much all controlled chaos.
Yeah. Exactly what it is. No, I think the most difficult thing, and I think for anyone who plans an event or wants to let people know that something exists, typically you have to use like Facebook.
Yeah.
And you have to have like a marketing strategy,
right,
to be able to let people know, like, hey, this thing exists. So far we have an awesome marketing director. Her name's Katie Wooten. She has been absolutely amazing. We have 2 scheduled interviews with our local news. So one is in the morning with Daybreak.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be doing one at night. A night interview. So like she's done that. She's done, the Facebook paid ads with the event.
Yeah.
To get it out there. She's just been, talking about it in meetings and letting people know, like, hey, this is what's going on. And she's been doing such a great job. And she's also been like, mentoring me and stuff. And she always keeps me grounded. She's like, hey, if you need anything, let me know. She's absolutely amazing.
That's cool. Will she work gratis? Because we could totally use some of that.
Oh, well. I don't...
Remember, anything you say is contractually binding because it's being recorded.
Right.
Let's just say she's like super busy. However, my mom has a master's in integrated marketing communications as well. Just like our marketing director at WVP. And so my mom's always looking to do free, like, do stuff to put on her resume.
Oh, really?
So, yeah. Maybe I'll
Can you go ahead and patch her through on Skype then?
Well, I'm not it anymore. Oh, Mom.
All right, we'll just we'll just get her number off of you after then. Yeah.
My mom. When you talk to her, like, hey, Mom.
Hi. We're acquaintances of Peshka, and we were just wondering if you'd like to,
work for us.
work your magic for us. That'd be awesome. We can't pay you anything because we're cheap bastards, but you could put. She said you like to put stuff on your resume, so
you like to get paid in resume stuff.
Yeah.
My mom would be so mad.
I don't know why we never thought to spin it that way, though, before Remington.
Yeah.
When we're trying to get people to do stuff for us for free, just say we're paying them in resume stuff.
Yeah.
If you say it with like a lot of enthusiasm and motivation, people are like, oh, that's such a great idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
I could definitely use that on my resume.
It's like putting say you play an MMO and you do raiding and you're a raid leader. Like, if you word that correctly, you can put that on to a resume.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Seriously?
Yeah, I have.
Jeez.
I think that's 100% the nerdiest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Have you really done that on your resume? Like, seriously?
Yeah, I wasn't a raid leader, but I was a second in command in a guild. So I I wrote up.
I like how you're defending it now.
How dare you question me, Peshka?
I would put raid leader. I
Who do
certainly
you
wasn't a raid
think you
leader.
are? This interview is over. But no, I was second in command, so I wrote the guild contract basically, and it's basically just it's very wordily written, but it's basically don't steal from the guild. Treat your guild members or your guild peeps with respect, and again, don't steal from the guild. But
And so
you
you
put this
put
on your
that on the
resume. Is it
resume?
for the current job that you have?
it's I mean, it's for I use pretty much a generic resume, so
Okay.
yeah.
except for the guild leader stuff, you make sure to edit that in to the
Yeah.
template.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But no, it's all in the way you word it. You say, "Oh, I was in," or I. Sorry, your thingy went off.
Yeah, I keep getting emails about PopCon. So if there's any buzzing that happens, it's probably because I'm getting an email or Facebook message or text message about PopCon.
Right,
Welcome,
I
PopCon.
understand. But no, you just, it's all about how you spin anything, really. So I just said, I have been, or I have helped lead. I mean, it's a leadership role. So I have helped lead multiple people during events and things of that nature. Just, it's all about how you spin it. So you can totally put that stuff on a resume, and it makes you sound, it's kind of like an extracurricular, but you don't say that you were raid leading. That's the thing that you have to do. I was not leading a raid. I was leading people to a common goal is what I was doing.
Yeah.
It just happened to be taking down that boss with some hot, sick deeps.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
All right, so now that we've had Remington's resume minute,
I was gonna propose that I think Remington should teach a class at the workforce. What is it? Workforce Education Development Building. Get paid $25 an hour to teach people how to build their resume.
Yeah. There you go. There you go, nerds. Come to my class. I'll teach you how to spin your raid leadership roles into a positive venture for your thing, for your resume.
it takes confidence to call them nerds after what you just explained. I have to say.
I think I'm well within my rights. Thank you, Brandon.
Okay, so let me get back to let me ask you, Peshka, and I'll ask this as like kind of the final encompassing question because I know it's getting late for you and you got stuff to do.
Like midnight anyway. Responding to emails.
Right.
Because people like to email you at like 11 o'clock at night.
Yeah, well, you don't have to answer them.
Oh, no. But it just makes it less that I have to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
So email them now.
True.
So what is kind of your hope for this con this year and then going forward? Like, do you plan this to be a yearly thing?
Yes, definitely. We probably as soon as this one occurs, we're going to start planning the next one. I mean, we want more time to plan, and we have seen that we can do things a lot differently.
Right.
And like, I think we could do things a lot bigger. Not saying that this is pretty big. Like what we have so far is pretty huge.
The space itself is pretty massive.
Yeah, and it's going to be filled. And so like we're wanting to make it bigger, so it's going to be like assessing, what spaces we're going to be using on campus, opening up, more of the first floor, and bringing in, different vendors. We want to have more of a reach throughout the state of West Virginia and Ohio in terms of vendors. We want it to be, as soon as we say we have a date set, we can start pushing that out.
Yeah.
And getting people to confirm as a vendor for our event, and not going, oh man, I got something else to do on the 8th. No, you don't.
So do you plan on keeping the date the 8th as well then?
We are probably going to keep it the second weekend in October is what we're looking at.
Gotcha.
So yeah. We I think so far we're going to see how this goes. We're really going to have to rely on survey.
Yeah.
So we're going to be getting surveys out to all the vendors just to hear what they have to say about what we could improve on or provide insight that we really didn't consider because it's like a really big thing. For us to be an institution of higher learning, we can't, shun ourselves from, information that's going to, help improve our event for next year.
Right.
So we want like honest truth. Like, what did you think about, the vending space, your table? What do you think we can do next year? Stuff like those types of questions, but also of our attendees. So they'll also give us some good feedback.
That's really an interesting thing, and I don't know. I mean, it's not like Brandon and I have been involved in many cons as Dueling Ogres, but the idea of getting feedback, getting honest feedback, after the con, or handing out a flyer to the vendors that says, "Hey, give us a rating." That's a really interesting thing, and I think if there are any con organizers that are out there who happen to be listening to this, it'd be interesting in the comments if they would chime in and let us know if they've ever done anything like that or if they think that would be a good idea.
Yeah. I mean, I've always been really big about surveys and not like lengthy question survey.
Right.
I like them short to be like, 1 to 5. What do you think? Okay.
Right.
Any additional feedback?
Yeah.
Did you have a good time? I think that's a good question. On a scale of 1 to 5, did you have a good time? Yes or no? 1, okay, that's pretty bad. Don't tell us that. At least give us a 3. At least give us a 3 for effort, please. Go ahead.
The other plus about it, I don't think we actually said, but this will be taking place at WVUP, West Virginia University at Parkersburg. And I think that's also a very interesting point, is that one of the issues that some of the cons in this area have run into in the past is the venue itself not being really capable of handling the number of people that can come through an event like this. Like the what's the one that just happened? I'm completely brain farting.
Oh, River City?
Yeah. Like the River City Comic Con has, over the past few years, always had a problem with the air conditioner dying. And it's by no means the organizer's fault. It's the venue itself.
Not being able to like prep, and even if I'm pretty sure they do prep their air conditioning prior.
Yeah.
But then when it's the hottest day of the summer.
Yeah.
And people are coming in and out and the doors are opening and all that cool air is just like escaping. Yeah. And the hot air is just coming in. Yeah. It
would probably do them well to just hang plastic, like a 5 mil plastic over the door. So you just have to walk through the strips like in a meat locker,
Yeah. Oh yeah. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. And you could just cover it in blood. That would be even better.
That's what I was just thinking. Why do we have the same thought process?
PopCon / haunted house.
Yeah.
Pop Slasher Con.
Pop Slasher Con?
Yeah. we can.
That's a pretty cool name. I don't know why we didn't think of that.
I think we need to get on whatever committee makes these decisions.
Agreed. we can start renaming things.
Yeah, rename it.
We could have pop culture and invite serial killers. It would be a really good time.
I don't know if president of the college would really be down for that.
I mean, are you sure that they're not a serial killer in their own right? I mean,
the college?
The president of the
president of the college.
Yeah.
No, I think he's pretty cool people. He was a former dean of West Point. He's very, very service-minded.
Former
dean of West Point.
Former dean of West Point.
Yes.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Yeah, we got one of the best presents ever.
Man,
I don't know what that means, but it sounds super impressive.
It is super impressive.
West
All the veterans on our campus, our mouths dropped when we heard that about
Is
it.
West Point a military
academy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's the military academy. Like, Jesus,
I was
Brandon.
in marching band. I don't know. I played the clarinet.
Oh, Brandon, sometimes you crack me up with the things that you don't know. You know so many things, and to not know that is hilarious to me.
Well, I got to make room for all my news stories. You got to shove out that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I'm a vet. I'm an Army veteran, and so when he came and we heard his background, we were like, oh my gosh! Like all of us veterans were like, that's pretty awesome. And so we went to Student Veterans of America and we just bragged. We humble bragged about him the entire time.
That's funny.
Because he was, we were humble bragging about him hardcore.
Are there a lot of veterans at WVUP?
Yeah, actually, this semester we have probably one of the highest rates of veterans this semester than we have seen. I think if I can get the numbers right here, I think it's 126 student veterans.
Wow.
And we have an organization on campus dedicated to building camaraderie. And I used to be the president of this organization. It's called the Veterans Corps. And we would go, we had a stern wheel party, graduation party. We went on a stern wheeler.
Yeah,
it was pretty fun.
Huh.
We go whitewater rafting and try not to die.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. We are like children when we go whitewater rafting. We go to the camp. No, I'm not. I told them about this, and they're like, "Are you serious?" Every year we bring marshmallows, graham crackers, and we have a marshmallow competition. Who can make the perfect golden marshmallow without catching it on fire? And it's funny because you can see there's me, squatting by the fire, heating up a marshmallow, and then 5 other huge, bulked out guys, veterans who are former Marines, former Rangers, roasting their marshmallows, trying to get it all perfect. Talking some smack. You're not gonna get your marshmallow golden than mine. So
we've had some friends who are veterans also, and I know that whenever they've come back from the military, if there's one thing they've gotten from the military, it's when they focus on something, they can focus.
Oh yeah.
So I imagine that's the most intense marshmallow roasting.
It's so hardcore. We have flashlights those. What are those lights you put on your head?
Like a miner's hat?
Yeah, we have those on. We have lanterns set up around the pond. You have a fire. It's bright, but it's not bright enough to tell if that marshmallow is golden. We have people holding flashlights, standing there with flashlights.
Well, how do you decide? Do you have an impartial judge, or is it just the honor system?
Well, it started with me because I went the second year that the whitewater rafting trips have been happening for the student organization. And so I was like, hey, when I was a kid, we did marshmallow competitions. They're like, what's that? And I'm like, let me show you. Most perfect golden marshmallow. I was like, I win. I win. And they're like, you can't judge yourself. I was like, okay, make your marshmallow look like mine and I'll judge yours. Last year, what's really messed up? We went this June, and I might have been pride. My ego must have been too big, and I wasn't really focused. But we were doing the marshmallow competition. I know hands down I'm going to win.
Right.
Well, mine catches on fire. I'm out. I lose.
Yeah.
You only get one marshmallow?
One marshmallow.
That is intense.
Yeah. And you can call it hey, this is a practice. This is a practice marshmallow.
Okay.
Make sure I still got it. And then you're like, okay, for realsies this time. Let's get it.
You get one practice marshmallow. That's it. Yeah. Everybody gets one.
Get
So my final question is, with all of the busyness going on and all of the vendors that you've talked to, was it especially intimidating getting us as a podcast, knowing the wide range that we have, the broad reach, just the millions of fans? Was that tough for you at all?
You know what? So when you guys came to the campus, or actually, you guys were trying to come, and I was waiting outside. I was pretty intimidated and nervous. I was pretty nervous. I didn't seem like it. I mean, we were waiting for you when Remington got there.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
and in true businessman form, I made you feel comfortable with our presence, our oppressive presence. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I showed up in the helicopter, I think that adds like the awe factor to it, you know?
So I was like, what did we do here?
Yeah.
You know, I was like, seriously, like I think we've done good.
Yeah.
I think we've done good. I think this is like the icing on the cake, and I think we're done with vendor.
Right.
Any other vendor, anyone else who wants to come to this event after you guys, I was like, no, we have a cap. Got it.
They're jumped.
Got it.
Throw them out.
Throw them out.
Get them out the door.
We're
we
not
got the
gonna take
perfect golden marshmallow.
Yeah, we're not going to take your money. No more money. No, you don't get the registration fee, or you don't get the registration form. Sorry.
All right.
Well,
that was a perfect answer. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. It was beautiful.
No problem.
Well, Peshka, thanks very much for coming on and speaking with us this late in the evening.
It's been fun, guys.
Yeah, especially with everything you've got going on.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah, you know what? It was so bad. Like, I got the message as soon as I saw your message, I was like, oh, crap. I got Skype. Oh my gosh, I have to do, because I have it in my, I do bullet journaling.
Right.
So I wrote down yesterday in my bullet journal, Dueling on Ogres podcast Thursday at 9:30 or 9 o'clock. And then I wrote it down today, and like, it's just been so crazy today. I was like, oh, I'm going to put some laundry in the wash.
Well, I'll have you know that this is probably the smoothest that one of these kind of interviews has ever gone. My only hope is that everything recorded properly.
If not, just call me. We'll do this again. This is amazing. This is so fun.
And we're back from the interview. I hope you guys enjoyed that. If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to hear yourself on air, you can call us at 978-DUOGRES. That's 978-386-4737. So, Brandon.
Yes.
You want to give us a rundown one more time of where the con is and all of the information along with it?
The West Virginia Pop Con. It is at WVUP, West Virginia University at Parkersburg.
It's Parkersburg Pop Con.
West Virginia Pop Concerts.
What?
It is a popular concert.
You want to?
It is the.
Just do it again.
Tupac Shakur. It's the Parkersburg Pop Con. It's October 8th. So it's shit. It's the Parkersburg Pop Con. It takes place at WVUP, which is West Virginia University of Parkersburg. It goes on from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. I know we talk about it in the interview a little bit. It's not a Comic-Con specifically. It's a pop culture con.
Right.
We went into that stuff, so there's going to be all kinds of people there. It's $5 to get in. All of that other stuff you can really throw away because we are doing a panel from 6 to 7. That's really the only reason you would need to go. I mean, It's going to be fun and you should go, but the only reason you really need to and legally almost have to because you listen to this podcast is us doing a panel/show recording from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's close to the end of the day anyway, so I mean, you can come in, relax, and just BS with us. You can
to the dulcet tones of our voices.
I go to sleep to our podcast sometimes.
Do you really?
Yeah, I really do.
Weird.
I know. My voice puts myself to sleep.
Does my voice not keep you up? I would think that my voice would be a little grating.
No, it's not. I mean, it's terrible. But I just more or less turn you down whenever you're talking, and then I'll turn myself back up.
So you're just constantly adjusting the volume as you try to sleep?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I feel like listening to my voice while you sleep is good because my voice has often been compared to nightmares.
Yeah.
So I think that it fits in.
Yeah, that's probably why I had a dream where a neighbor was getting killed the other night.
Yeah, that didn't happen in real life. That'd be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Also, I'm renting the house next to you. Did I tell you about that?
No.
Yeah, it was for sale.
Oh, that's cool.
Under mysterious circumstances.
Huh. I'm glad to hear. I'll be happy to have you as a neighbor again.
So really, we haven't really talked about exactly what we're going to do for the panel/show. I think it's going to be this. Only imagine this, but better. Hopefully, we're going to do some audience participation if we can get audience participation. I really don't know. We're flying by the seat of our pants,
as per usual. This
is the first time we've ever done something like this, so I'm pretty nervous. So if anything else, show up and make me feel better by asking
stripping
questions.
off all your clothes.
Let's put that on the back burner for a minute.
Oh, that's right. I was told that I wasn't allowed to strip off my clothes, so nobody else can do it either.
I mean, I think that's just a more per person rule.
Uh-huh.
But regardless, if clothes stripping happens, it needs to happen organically. So if you just want to show up and ask questions, do some interactive stuff to make me feel better, then do that.
Yeah.
I'm literally begging you at this point.
Shout outs this week before Brandon becomes any more pathetic, apparently. I guess that's what happens late at night.
Yeah, I slowly turn more and more into a pathetic man.
Keisha said that she was finally listening. I don't know what episode she's on. But she also said that she can't wait to see us at PopCon. Terry was interested to learn that above the fold is something that has been pulled into the web design vernacular. It originally was used to refer to the front page of the top half of a newspaper when it was on the newsstand, which actually I didn't know.
Yeah, it makes sense though.
Yeah. And last week we also missed a shout out from the week before for Larry Hott. He said that the episode discussion on the Xbox One and the PS4 was very interesting and useful, and he was trying to decide on which one that he wanted. So that was from episode 89.
That was our professionalism at work.
Yep, indeed.
Our professionalism and knowledgeability.
I mean, if you can call it that, I guess.
I can and I will, sir.
Well, you do that then.
Thank you.
He also commented and asked what... We also shared that we were going to the Pop Con. So he commented a few times on that as well.
Cool.
Yeah. So
well, thanks for...
Hopefully he'll come down and see us.
Yeah. And we appreciate all the comments and messages and replies, etc. Any sort of interaction is good. Yep. It lets us know that we're not just screaming our words into the ether.
So yeah, we appreciate all of the shout outs. Keep them coming. We absolutely want to talk to you. We really appreciate it. We have some things that I haven't even had a chance to talk to Brandon about. No, wait, you were in on the conversation.
I don't know what you're talking about.
For Screaming Boy podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We might be doing a little crossover here soon.
Yeah, it's like DC versus Marvel.
Yeah, or IDW versus anything else.
Archie Comics versus Hagar the Horrible.
Yeah. What?
That would be an interesting crossover. Wouldn't that be a good crossover?
Archie versus Hagar?
Yeah, because first they would fight, like in traditional versus style. First they would fight and then they would work together.
Right, and then
to
they
solve
would
a mystery.
Love. Would they love?
I mean, I suppose so. Archie's a very loving guy, and Hagar the Horrible. I mean, I read a lot of Hagar the Horrible. He was not as horrible as his name implied.
Yeah, he really wasn't.
I mean, he was like pillaging and doing Viking stuff, but really overall, like, he wasn't a bad guy.
That was par for the course at the time, really.
Yeah,
he wasn't doing anything that anybody else wouldn't have been doing at the time.
Yeah, exactly. And he had a wife.
Yeah.
He was a loving husband. You know, he wasn't always there for her emotionally, but overall, like, he still came back at the end of the day.
Yeah.
He would still share in the spoils with her. You know, their marriage wasn't the greatest, but what marriage is, you know?
Right. Yeah.
It takes work on both parts.
So if you want to talk about Haggard the Horrible and how good of a husband he was, you can reach us on Twitter at Dueling Ogres, email us at duelingogres@gmail.com, or leave a comment on the Facebook page. I'm petting a cat right now.
All right.
Yeah. Make sure to check out our website at duelingogres.com for articles pertaining to some of your favorite geek news. Once Brandon gets me a big old calendar, I'll probably start throwing stuff up onto the calendar. Our website calendar, so you can check our events and see when we're going to be recording or doing other things in the future. Because I need that big calendar, Brandon.
I don't work at Big Lots anymore.
It doesn't matter. You can still get me a big calendar, man. We're friends.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Our friendship does hinge on me getting you a big calendar.
It really does. And finally, be sure to leave a 5-star review on iTunes or find us on Podbean, iHeartRadio, or Satchel, where you can donate to the show, and pretty much anywhere else you can find a podcast. But I'm telling you, give Satchel a try. I really enjoy the player itself. I've been listening to more podcasts lately solely because I really enjoy listening on the Satchel player. It's very simple. It works. And if you have any problems, just shoot me a message and I'll shoot it over to them too, because I talk to them relatively frequently, actually.
All right.
Yeah.
So that should be a full disclosure thing, right?
What's that?
That you talk to them frequently?
I do.
The creators?
I mean, not frequently, but like we had an update recently that broke it on my tablet. So I was immediately like, hey, I'm not able to play anything. And they're like, okay, well, I'll send that over to the tech and he'll take a look at it and we'll get it updated again.
Oh, nice.
And yeah, it was literally like 2 days and they found the problem and it was back up and running. So yeah, it's really nice to, I love that when you can get a hold of an app developer and just have a one-on-one and be like, hey, this is the problem that I have. What can you do to give me a hand? And they're just like, boom, there it is. And you're like, freaking thanks. I appreciate that. So, and they're very nice. I've had several emails and they're super great. So
give it a shot.
Give it a shot. And until next week, Ogres, keep your clubs blunt
and your tusks sharp.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night. That was a hard plug. That was long. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
I didn't think that I was gonna gush on it as much as I did.
No, I mean, like, really, we talk about stuff we enjoy.
Yeah, that's true.
So, I mean, even though there's, kind of, it helps us out in a sense if they're using it because of the donation thing they can do.
Yeah, if they want to donate. Sure.
Yeah, it's not required. You still like it outside of even. You're not saying, like, do it because it's good and you can donate to us. You're saying it because, like, hey, do it because I personally enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's the same way I speak about crack rocks. I don't do it because I'm getting a kickback. I do it because I enjoy it and I want to speak about it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Crack. I mean, is that what they're calling pop rocks anymore? Or are you doing crack cocaine?
No, I thought that's what they're called. Like that candy that you open up and you put it on your tongue and it cracks.
Yeah.
Crack rocks.
That's pop rocks, Brandon. Yeah.
I've got some calls to make then.
You do?
Yeah.
You should probably do that at your archipelago base. Brandon, do you have any more questions or anything for?
No, I did want to ask if it was intimidating when you found out that you scored Dueling Ogres podcast as a get for the Pop Con.
Hold on. Go ahead. Hold on. Go ahead and rephrase that. Just say my last question or something.
Well, I mean, it's a joke question. It's not serious anyway.
That's fine. Just rephrase it because the lead in wasn't good.
Hey, your lead in wasn't good.
Yeah, it was my lead in that was bad. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All right. I'll take that.
Okay.
That was a practice marshmallow.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. That was a practice marshmallow.
Yeah.
Toss salad.
Okay.
For realsies this time.
Yep.
Okay.